Ryan Spann was brought to tears at his press conference that he had, sort of an impromptu press conference when Nikita Krylov, it was learned, couldn't fight because of food poisoning. I know they're going to run this thing back on March 11th in Las Vegas, and they're actually going to have fans, which I think will be nice for both athletes. But can you give us anything in terms of a fighter mentality? I know you dealt with a lot of different circumstances early on in your career, swing bouts and other things, but for Ryan Spann to sort of have this type of emotion come out of him and talk about his team, I just think it's really hard. You try to peak, right? You think about maybe going smoking a joint and having a cheeseburger that night, and all of a sudden all that stuff goes away and you go right back into training camp.
No, absolutely, man. I think it's all the work that you put into it, right? And it's the mindset of preparing your mind and body for war. And, it's one thing to happen a week, 2 weeks before the fight, and it's still disappointing. But to have it like the night before or the day of and find out that your opponent isn't going to fight, you almost feel like all that work you put into, all the suffering that you put into it, all the preparation is for nothing. And obviously they're going to rebook it, but it's especially difficult if you had a great camp, you're peaking at the right time, and now you got to reset everything. So yeah, that's got to be extremely frustrating, man. I've never had to deal with anything like that, like a fight fallout that close to the actual fight night. But at least they're going to rebook it, that there is some consolation there. And I was looking forward to that fight.